Governor Ivey made a stop here in the Rocket City today, visiting the U.S. Space and Rocket Center after addressing the Huntsville-Madison County Chamber of Commerce at the VBC. This all comes amidst the push to bring U.S. Space Command to Huntsville. She briefly addressed this, saying it needs to be here. She also brought up some of the work going on down in our state capital. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo spoke with Governor Ivey about how her work in Montgomery impacts us here in the Rocket City.
Governor Ivey just gave an address over at the VBC before heading to the Space and Rocket Center, where she signed a bill renaming the commission that oversees this center. In her addresses, she noted several accomplishments, as well as the work that has yet to be done as the legislative session in Montgomery wraps up later this week. She and others told me about that work.
There are several bills. The blue bill needs to be finalized, and there are two others. But we're working diligently, and we've got 3 more days, so we'll be working hard to get those 3 bills passed.
One of those 2 bills, the Focus Act, would remove cell phones from public school classrooms. The other, part of the Safe Alabama package, expands the list of people who cannot own a firearm after being convicted of a crime. And she signed House Bill 159 at the Space and Rocket Center, renaming the commission overseeing it as part of a larger effort to modernize the facility over the next several years.
We're trying to modernize. So one of the things that it does is it makes sure that we're treating our artifacts much like the state archives are being treated, and so that they're not lumped in with general government equipment. So that we're not putting, for instance, a serial number or an Alabama property tag on the Saturn V.
Local business was another hot topic. Business owner Gary Grant says he's glad to see changes like this coming to the Tennessee Valley, but he wants to see even more effort to train the state's workforce.
There have been a number of state initiatives like the cyber high school here in town, the Cyber Academy, that have happened with state funding, and so I would like to see more things like that to educate the workforce.
And a volunteer for the Chamber of Commerce, David Cook, says it's important that Governor Ivey came to Huntsville to address business leaders.
If you look at the growth rate of Huntsville, we're attracting a lot of quality workers here because we provide people an opportunity to advance in their careers and make an impact for our country and our community. And so her coming here is just a reminder of how important Huntsville is to the state and to the nation as a whole.
The legislative session in Montgomery has 3 more days to pass the 3 bills that Governor Ivey championed today. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
Governor Ivey didn't release any new updates about Space Command, but she told us to stay tuned over the next several weeks for the news.